Okay, so I think we've all established what a brand is not, right? It's not a logo, it's not a new slogan, it's not an advertising campaign, it's not a new name for the company that nobody understands. So where is it that the brand usually falls apart? Where does it just collapse? Unfortunately, for us retailers, it's at the very place where the customer forms their opinion about the brand in the first place, at the point of sale, on the sales floor, with a real live person, or lack thereof. You know, I talked about the importance of research. Let's talk about research and how it can affect the growth of the brand. Peter Glenn, before he died, was thought of as the conscience of the retail industry, especially in marketing. He wrote the book, It's Not My Department, kind of an attitude for many, many retail salespeople. Peter said the most important research any company can do is the unannounced store visit. Now you have to understand, people like me who used to be part of the executive teams going out to the stores, it was pretty much a ritual. You get on the Learjet, you fly to some place like Greensboro, North Carolina, and you're going to see 7 stores in one day. You all have a suit on, a tie, your badge, and you're with the CEO, the head of HR, the head of our operations. You're met by the district manager and the regional manager. You get to a store, and then you walk in, and you're ushered around the store that had been cleaned up and spit polished the entire 24 hours before. Just like a normal customer would see, right? Wrong. I like to do some of that research myself, and I'd like to share with you a classic case of where a company spent millions of dollars rebranding themselves and yet fell apart when it came to the store. Now, one of the things I do every year is I go fishing with 10 of my best friends. No, it's not a deliverance trip. It might be, but it's not. And inevitably, before I go on my trip, I remember, usually just about as I'm packing the bags in the car, that I'm supposed to have a freshwater fishing license. We go up to the Withlacoochee River up in northern Florida, and I inevitably forget the license. And you've got to have a license because the state conservation people are out there looking for you. So where do I go? Well, fortunately, Kmart was the store that I knew in my neighborhood that I could get a fishing license, and every year I would kind of go through that ritual. Well, that year, it wasn't too long ago, Kmart had spent over $100 million repositioning itself as Big Kmart. They even got Bob Hope to appear in a commercial just before they had his funeral. That's how long ago it was. Spent a lot of money for the Big Kmart. So anyway, I'm getting ready to go on the fishing license, or fishing trip. I got to go get the license. I have to admit that usually when I come back from the fishing trip, about the only thing I have is that fishing license, which is now good for 11 months and 25 days instead of the full year. So I go to Kmart, go in there quickly, looking around to find somebody in the sporting goods department because you can't do this self-serve. And I'm kind of looking for maybe somebody that looks like the crocodile hunter, somebody like that, or, you know, some manly type of guy with a vest on and stuff hanging out. And I'm looking, but all I see here is a 60-year-old, 60-plus-year-old grandma type person with Myrtle on her badge. And I say, Myrtle, can I get a fishing license from you, freshwater? She says, yeah, come on this way. So I got the right person at least. We walk back there, she says, give me your driver's license. So I give her my driver's license. She starts inputting the data into the computer that goes to the state, I guess. And so while I'm waiting there, another 60-ish type of person walks up, and her name is Evelyn. I knew this because they had their brand new badges that had not yet had the letters on it like TYFSAC. You remember TYFSAK? Thank you for shopping at Kmart. Well, they had these new badges. So anyway, I'm sitting there. I said, well, I'll do some research. I said, so what do you think of this new Big Kmart? And Mert kind of looks up from her doing the thing, and she says, I don't know, Ev. It doesn't seem much different to me. And Ev says, you're right, Mert. It's basically same old, same old. Of course, they got us these new badges, and we do have a new sign on the store, but same Kmart to me. So just about then, Mert looks at me and says, $18, here's your license. And I get it, and I walk away, and I said, branding at its best. Well, that's what happens with branding at the store level. It just doesn't work. We all have questions about that we want answered when we shop, and yet we forget about the most important people. And what happens, they spend millions of dollars in executive committee meetings, strategy meetings, meetings with the advertising agency, sometimes reviewing new ad agencies, great big media plans that roll out across the country. And at the last minute we say, oh, we better send a videotape to the store employees so they know what the new big Kmart or whatever our new brand is all about. And it doesn't happen that way. What we do is we forget the most important part of the brand. And unfortunately, to people like Mert and Ev, to the customers and to the people who go to the store every day, it's the same old store and the same old brand. It just doesn't work. Thank you.